Alright guys, we are back for another Dokkan Battle video. Today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the EZA AMOND and RASIN, this character right here. Now, this character was very good when they first came out. At the time, so this was they released about a year after Vegeta and Trunks. It was a little shy of it. It was basically 11 months after Vegeta and Trunks, but that they felt like as a band unit, Vegeta and Trunks, the villain version. That type of character, I don't like. It's not going to be common where that type of character, that design of guard and damage reduction, is going to work as like a banner unit these days. They don't usually want a banner unit sub EZA to sit in slot 1 and tank stuff. Right, like for years, like, you know, I'd have the argument of people like dodge and, you know, guard and damage reduction and stuff like that. There's not actually that many characters usually who can just eat the hardest hits. Like for the hardest hits, you do need to, you know, kind of giant form or dodge it or something like that rather than just tank it. They don't drop Prime Beast Gohan very often. I am heavily concerned that this character is not going to be that good. Because I don't like, this does not play well nowadays. It really doesn't. I think like it as a slot 3 character, sure, but they have this, dude, which is they need to get targeted, which is really bad. So it's like if we're going to run this character, which I probably am not going to very often, we're going to have to, like, we have to make sure they get built up. And then we could probably just load them around as a floater. You know, they do support, so there's a reason to use them. We can always find space for characters that support, but their support is one turn. Diaz and Cacao are just a much better, much more effective character, with the way the game is right now. And they have multiple turn support. Like, these two characters aren't even close. It's crazy. I just want to show a clip. So, another problem for Diaz and Cacao and Amond and Raisin, is teams. It's like they don't synergize well with Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler is the best character in the game, but Metal Cooler has this right here. So it's like if we're going to try and run those guys, we're doing it at the cost of these. Like we're like not running King Cold, who's way better than Amon and Raisin and Diaz and Cacao, or we're not running Goma or Deborah, like characters of that level. So it just doesn't work too well. But we did run full Space Traveling Warriors, which is where they can get their highest stat buffs in the Diaz and Cacao video. And it was a disaster. Every character, it was one of these teams where every character looked worse. Really, Beerus and Whis did fine. Every other character, not really so much. But there was one clip before we get started here. Yeah, this right here. So let me just take a look. So turn 1 with Amond and Raisin. Let's see what turn 1 with Amond and Raisin look like here. So here we are. They get targeted only once. Yeah. Let's not do this Vegeta fight. This Vegeta fight where there's not many attacks at the start. This is like a hard counter to Amond and Raisin. So they had one target right there. Remember, they only have to get targeted. Even if they dodge, it will count. Okay, so they get supered right away. But this is before Vegeta gets built up. Double digits right there. Seems fine, right? But then we skip ahead to turn 3. Look at that. And I was like, yeah, Amon and Raisin are dead here. Diaz and Cacao get their dodge in slot 2. Turles would be able to handle this, but he was in slot 7. He had no attacks. And he's type disadvantage, class disadvantage. So this is a hidden potential system dodge or die situation right here, basically. All right, so then Vegeta cocks up the super, and they die. 900k. Now, why did that happen? It's because they didn't get their targets in. So let's not do that Vegeta fight. Little bit of a long intro here, but I mean, you guys know, I mean, hey, I'm not lying to you. That's what you could expect. Okay. So here's what we're doing in terms of build. Obviously, remember, they build up. Let me put this back up on screen. They build up when guard is activated. Dodge will trigger that as long as they're guarding. So if they're in slot 1 or if they're in slot 2 or 3 with 4 orbs, they will trigger this even if they dodge, right? Whenever guard is activated is really, in a lot of instances, it's better than you know, having to get hit or anything like that, because we can dodge. So I mean, dude, we saw them wiped away by Vegeta. We've got the full god, dude. Look at the build. Look at the build. There's a reason I've done, you know, 30,000 plus runs in the Whis event. It's so that I could, you know, do the max version of all these characters. But I mean, it was shameful. It was just straight up shameful, the performance that this character put out before. So I don't know. I probably shouldn't use that Space Shoving Warriors team. Let's try Metal Cooler's team. But in the video, I do want to show them. I always like to show this in these showcases with their best leader skill buff they could get, which is on LR Turles' team. We could try Goma's team too. We could do Goma or LR Turles. Let's start with Metal Cooler against God Goku. So we have to be very particular with how we build this, right? Because we do need to have Metal Cooler. Metal Cooler has literally been invincible for me as long as we have this full buff up. So let's do probably like 5 movie boss characters, plus the 2 Turles Band units. That's going to be the team build we're going for here. All right, gamers, we are here in an event. Is Diaz and Cacao? They're in slot 7. That's good. Okay. All right. Well, look at the kind of the setup. This isn't too bad. Maybe we should have just did this yesterday for the Diaz and Cacao video. All right, so this will be good. We'll get Amond and Raisin fully built up. They'll work well in the God Goku fight, where God Goku gets stronger each turn, and he does attack a lot, so we could easily set this up. Let's go ahead and hit our STR orbs for Metal Cooler. Although, remember, Metal Cooler and it wants to get built up as well. Like, so, yeah, oh, God, okay. Nothing worse, I think, than having to get built up from getting targeted. I think it sucks ass. All right, good dodge. And we still build up to 2 more, and they're fully built up. There's the second super. We'll hit this. This probably is double digits. Yep, okay. And then, boom. So they're fully built up right now. Perfect. All right, so there's the attacks. I mean, I don't, like, this is a support defense character. I'm not really, like, so pressed if they're not going to be, like, super crazy in terms of, like, yeah, okay, we're chilling there. All right, I mean, okay, so we had that up. Their first turn, they have 25% damage reduction, right? They just have that. And then we did have the Planetary Destruction ally in the turn. That was Final Form Cooler. So the whole team is Planetary Destruction except for Metal Cooler. That's the only character that's not Planetary Destruction. So on this first turn right here, Amond and Raisin, how much damage reduction exactly did they have? So they had what? 45%, 65%, 85% damage reduction is what they had. And then every turn after this, as long as we've got the Planetary Destruction and Space Shoving Warrior ally in rotation, which all of Turles' squad is Planetary Destruction and Space Shoving Warrior, they'll be at 60% damage reduction. If we run them in slot 2 or 3, they'll be at 50. But I'm very skeptical that their stats will be enough as we're going through events. But we'll see. Maybe it will. Maybe it will. All right, we'll come back next turn. Now, Physical Turles' intro triggers, which is good. So we now have that up for the whole turn, which will be nice. All right, we can hit this. Plenty of attacks in slot 2 there for Metal Cooler, so we can kind of get things looking like this. Okay, we'll come back next turn. This will be a long turn of the Turles' and Metal Cooler attacking right here. Now, keep in mind, Metal Cooler, like, things are just very different under Metal Cooler's umbrella, by the way. He is the strongest character in the game. He just does so much. Don't forget that every Metal Cooler super attack is going to really help. I mean, as long as we're running villains, which with Metal Cooler, we will be running full villains, right? This right here, this 6% defense for 2 turns, this is going to be very, very helpful for Amond and Raisin. Very helpful. So, we'll see how that's going to go. All right, we'll come back next turn. Hopefully Metal Cooler keeps supering. Well, I don't know. I blabbered away. I guess we'll just finish out the turn. Whatever. All right, Metal Cooler was like, yep, normal. That's fine. Yeah, you're not touching him, God Goku. Sorry. All right, Turles, what are we at right here? 56. Okay, sure. Remember, Turles is a bit of an oddity, physical Turles, in that really, I think in most like runs where like we're just like playing to win or something like that, Turles' best damage is going to be turn 1. Like I don't like in this God Goku fight, I don't think we're going to see Turles hit above these numbers in this God Goku fight. I've seen a lot of people have gone full crit builds for him to like kind of like maximize this damage. Like I get it, right? Like if we had done full crits, God Goku would either be dead or like very close to dead. But the one bad thing about Turles and the way he's set up, it's not always the best way to try and win or to play to do max damage turn 1. So like that, like Turles, I think physical Turles, he'd be way better. I'd be way higher on him if his big damage was like his second turn instead. That would be significantly better. Okay. Unfortunately, no STR orb for Metal Cooler. That does suck. Alright, so they're at 1.8. I don't think that's enough in this day and age. We'll see. They're going to have true type advantage against God Goku. So, I mean, we'll keep that in mind. Let's just take a glance at their kit, make sure there's nothing here. Remember, they are supporting, but this support is only hitting Diaz and Cacao on this rotation. Remember, it's ridiculously, stupidly, like, just a mistake, honestly, where Metal Cooler does not have planetary destruction. He should, but he doesn't. So that sucks balls. So we got that. His 1-turn damage reduction is gone. We are going to get a guaranteed additional super with 4 key spheres, so we do want to hit that. Here's all this, and they do get 30% defense for 4 turns. They have a 70% chance to seal as well. Links, Loyalty, Destroy the Universe, Team Turles, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Tough as Nails, and Fierce Battle. Tough as Nails is the one link we don't have up, which is very strong, right? And then we do have Loyalty up, which is giving us some damage reduction. So we're going to be at 65% damage reduction next to Diaz and Cacao. Now, obviously, I'm just doing this for the showcase, but we would never fucking float Metal Cooler for Amond and Raisin, obviously. Yeah, so here's... to be fair, we got a lot of really good characters in here. Deborah, Yakon, LR Turles. I do like physical Turles. AGL Vegeta and Nappa are right there. LR Cooler. I mean, his time is probably coming with either TDC or GDC, right? So, okay, let's get going here. Let's see how we do. Let's make sure to hit our 4 orbs here. Let's try and clear. Maybe some STR orbs will just miraculously fall in. That'd be good. Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, shame. All right, so I'll hit this then, so we could at least get Metal Cooler the Tech Orb. Really, I've found that the way I like to play with Metal Cooler is basically STR Orb every single turn. If not STR Orb, probably Tech Orb. And then if not Tech Orb, probably AGL. There's some specific instances where maybe I'd want to go INT. Physical, there's never been a time so far where I've really wanted to get a physical orb. A physical seems mostly a throwaway ability. The STR to me is broken. Okay, good dodge. If they're dodging, we'll be fine. 20 million they hit right there? Okay. Why isn't there support 2 turns, man? It makes such a big difference. I see people crying about physical Turles' support, but the second he shows up, the whole team gets it forever. It's essentially 3 turn support he has at all times. It's just up forever. Diaz and Cacao have 2 turn support. I just wish that this character, they were given multiple turn support, because that's what can really make these teams go, is multiple turn support, right? Damn, I actually wanted to get hit by that. They would have definitely double-digit tanked it, because we got a bunch of supers in. All right, Diaz and Cacao, their numbers start out very low, but they quickly round into shape. This is their first turn right here. I found this character... Well, they need the super, obviously, but I found this character to be quite good right here. I think they're really good. And multiple turn support, of course. All right, on this next rotation, we're going to float Metal Cooler. Hopefully, Amond and Raisin are able to handle Super Saiyan Goku. I think they probably are, but we'll see. They do have true type advantage, which is good. Damn, these cunts gave us a lot of normals, huh? A lot of fucking normals, kids. Thanks. Yeah, in this next rotation again, I'm gonna float off Metal Cooler. That way their reinforcement mode will come in clutch. I didn't like float them off a turn earlier because remember I wanted to show Amond and Raisin actually like have to deal with enemy super attacks, right? Like the thing about showcasing characters on this team, like if we're running him, if we're running Goma, if we're running Golden Frieza and Gogeta, is like we do want to see what the character can do, not necessarily hey, here's Metal Cooler doing reinforcement mode, boss can't super, right? Like shit like that. We'll be able to drop the Tree of Might right here, which I will do to buff up Amond and Raisin. I'll play it too. I don't mind playing it. Well, here. Let's get this. Well, I'm going to float him. Yeah, dude. You could see with LR Turles, it does. You know what's so funny? Typically, EZAs and stuff, they're meant for a specific purpose. And that's to buff the Dokkan Fest exclusive, right? Which is Metal Cooler Army. Like, that's typically what it is. I mean, this guy, Physical Turles does help this a little bit, for sure. But it feels more so like they're here to help LR Turles to me. Diaz, Cacao, like all these guys. Because, I mean, this guy has two minor problems. One is if HP is 50% or less, and we don't have guard. The other is if he doesn't get 24 key. This makes a big difference right here. Huge difference. Doubles his damage. Triples his damage. But like, look, dude, look at his key right now. Like Diaz and Cacao, multiple turns support. Like Physical Turles, his intro support is up. Like these characters, this batch of EZAs, it's to make LR Turles better with a certainty. That's what they're intended to do. Alright, so we got our Tree of Might up. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Just dude, you just get under Metal Cooler's umbrella, and it's fucking... Dude. I just, like, it is funny. Like, anyone who's actively using Metal Cooler, like, it's like we all come to the same conclusion, which is, oh my god, no other character has this impact. No character has this impact. And it's just like, I put up a tweet yesterday where it's like, yeah, Metal Cooler, not only is he #1, but he gaps the entire game by, like, by a huge amount. Metal Cooler is the strongest character, I feel like, in quite some time. Like, there's no character, like, I mean, this part is buried in the Amond and Raisin video, but, like, like, when was the last time we had a character this strong? I don't know. Because, like, I go back to GDC, like, I'm sorry, but, like, the Blues, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, like, none of these fuckers were this strong. Definitely not, man. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so the initial... Here's my initial... Yeah, I ended up moving this around a lot, dude. Holy. This is my initial tier list after Omega and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta came out. I ended up dropping the 7th anniversary LRs, we raised Omega quite a bit. We got him much higher. Oh, yeah, even the next update. Yeah, here's the next update for it. Yeah, we got Omega the fuck up there very quickly. Here's another update. Look at Omega. Omega's just like, yup, nope, he's going up and up and up and up. Bro, the Blues are good, like, and they've been good for so long. Then Goma dropped. I guess Goma, like Metal Cooler Army, bro. The Metal Cooler Army, they're so crazy, dude. Wait, I was showing all that on screen, right? I did have the... I hope so. I pulled up all those tier lists. That's gonna play very badly if I wasn't screen recording. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. All right. Let's just pop Turles is active here. No reason not to. Let's just get it out. Yeah, not too much damage. That's okay. All right, well, Amond and Raisin. Oof. Look at their stats now. Holy shit. So we've got the, like, they're definitely looking good here. They're looking a lot better, dude. So this is with the domain up. You know, metal cooler support. The domain is so powerful. Bro, the domain. You get that Triamite domain up. Holy shit, dude. All right, let's see how this goes, man. Good. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. Not the end of the world, honestly. They would have been fucked pre-domain. Because Goku ignores... it's at 50% defense he ignores. Let me double check. I believe Goku ignores 50% defense. That's what my brain is telling me. Yes, 50%. So they would have been fucked without the domain. Wow, that is crazy. They would not have been able to do it without the domain. I mean, they've looked fine in this video. They have not looked bad to me. Super. Yes. No, damn. Yeah, remember, guys, the age-old adage. Dodge is great for winning. It's the best build for winning. But not so great for showcasing Dodge. All right, Diaz and Cacao doing their thing. Good. Good stuff. Okay, well, that's going to be that for this run. Honestly, this went pretty well. Yeah, I made a mistake in the Diaz and Cacao video just trying to start with the Space Traveling Warrior team. I should have just trusted Metal Cooler's greatness. I mean, having his super attack effects floating around at all times, it just does so much for the team, dude. Like, we can go on this, like, after we finish this run, we're going to do a Space Traveling Warriors run. By the way, look at Physical Turles right here, dude. Like, he's not half as bad as people pretend he is. Look at this. Come on. Like, dude. Anyway, he's not, like, bro. The kids on Twitter, they know nothing, man. Oh, his heal is actually helping us here, by the way. We're actually getting value out of his heal. Remember, he heals 6% with every super. We're actually getting value out of that. Good shit. Okay, Turles. Yeah, this guy's terrible, by the way. Remember, guys, he's horrible, dude. He's absolutely god-awful. Oh. Okay, anyway. All right, we'll come back next turn. It's Metal Coolering time. So I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. All right, guys. I was trying to get back to Amond and Raisin, right? Like, obviously, they're the point of the video here, but Metal Cooler Army, I mean, he's also one of these characters where we do a video on his team, and it's like we have a very limited window to see the other character because Metal Cooler will completely destroy the boss. You know, we probably could get away with Metal Cooler. Well, I mean, we definitely could. Full offensive build, full raw tackle, that type of shit. Because, like... okay, so as of this moment right now, like, I see people, like, they still, like, cry about STR Whis, right? Whis has never died. So, like, you're not going to get me thinking, oh, man, yeah, maybe Whis is not so good when he's literally invincible, okay? And Metal Cooler right now is like that, too. We've seen Metal Cooler die, but only when I've tried to, like, circumvent his full passive and tried to get, like, you know, 4 characters. It's crazy, but there's a huge difference for him between having his all 5 characters up and 4 characters for his ability. But he's just invincible, it seems like, when we have all 5 up. So, anyway, I just wanted to bring us back because this fight's over. So, I mean, Amond and Raisin certainly did perform a lot better here. Diaz and Cacao helped. But, I mean, obviously, when we go onto the Metal Cooler umbrella, this did work much better than I was thinking, but, I mean, I guess with this guy around, right? Like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe, okay, if we finish with just a 2-turn Metal Cooler right here, maybe he lives for the sliver, and then Amond and Raisin will finish it? Let's see. Is it just going to be a 2-turn, or are we doing a 3-turn Metal Cooler? What are we doing? And the answer is... 3-turn. Fight's over. Well, gamers, I think what I'm going to do is I just want to maybe just do, like, we'll do like a space traveling warrior like setup, because I do want to show like Amond and Raisin with, you know, the higher like leader skill buff. Remember, Diaz and Cacao and Amond and Raisin in this run, we were only on a 170 for Metal Cooler. Let me just show this. We were only on a 170 right here, right? So here's Metal Cooler, just the 170% to the stats. So I do want to make sure to get a run in where we run on, probably, we'll just do LR Turles' team with the 200%. Or actually, maybe it would be better just to do double physical Turles, right? Maybe we'll do that way we could have two physical Turles with his intros up. All right, well, we'll come back. We'll come back. All right, guys. So anyway, we got that done. Easy peasy. Let's do a run with physical Turles now. Space Traveling Warriors. Alright, had to get that in. Alright, guys, coming back in. Let's just get a couple of turns. Just see some stats here for Amond and Raisin. We'll also be able to see them with their sealing ability here, too. We're not going to be able to get the orbs for them, unfortunately. Yeah, look at LR Turles on this setup, huh? Damn, dude, okay. Let's hit this. And let's hit this. Okay, so we do need Amond and Raisin to get targeted 4 times before I want to pop LR Turles' domain, right? Because they do need to get targeted, again, just targeted 4 times, and we'll be able to get that guard ability up. Alright, we'll come back. I just want to get, like, kind of like a juice turn for them, kind of, like, see what their stats are going to look like on a team with, like, more buffs from the leader skill, although we don't have the greatness of Metal Cooler around, right? Oh, chat, this is excellent. Okay, we'll be able to see what I want to see right here, actually. We'll be able to get Amond and Raisin fully built up by the time they attack right here. That's good, that's good, that's good. All right, let's go ahead and pop the Tree of Might. So we looked at Amond and Raisin's stats pre-Tree of Might. Now let's see what it looks like after we've got this up. Remember, we have 2 physical Turles intros up, which is good as well. Perfect, okay. We did see higher defense on the Metal Cooler team, but keep in mind, we still have to get targeted 2 more times. Oh, actually, I want to... Wait, hold on. I need to get orbs with them. Hang on. Alright, guys, so this time, yeah, let's make sure we get the orbs here. That way he gets an additional super, which does matter, because it'll get him defense for a couple of turns, right? Alright, let's go. Let's see what LR Turles looks like on this turn, too. No big bad bosses, but we do have a lot of his other links up. Perfect, okay. Alright, so Amond and Raisin, they'll be fully built up right here with the 2 Paragus attacks. Perfect. And then perfect, okay. What are we at right here? 29 million they get up to. Okay. I mean, they're meant to be a defense support unit, so it's fine. For them, really, I just wish that their support was 2 turns. That's the biggest thing. And okay. I wish their support was 2 turns, and I wish they got a bit more damage reduction if we put them in slot 3. So right now, in slot 1, after first turn, they could have 60% damage reduction, and in slot 2 and 3, they could have 50% damage reduction. I wish instead they could have 70% damage reduction in slot 3, right? So like slot 3 damage reduction plus 2 turn support, and I think that they would be a much better character. I don't like it's, you know, like we saw like what that Vegeta could do, right? Like it's I think like, and remember like there was Amon and Raisin. I mean, they were very close to getting just blown away by Super Saiyan Goku as well with his crits. So, a couple of things to keep in mind. All right, let's show one more turn here, and then I think we'll finish up. That way we could see next turn what Amond and Raisin's stats look like once they're kind of like fully built up, and we'll finish up here. All right, guys, let's go. So we have Team LR Team Turles on rotation as well. So there's the stats. Let's get the attack set right here for Amond and Raisin. So let me know what you guys think of them. They're effective. I like them better. After like actually like sitting down and using them, they're solid. They're solid. I do think like okay, if I'm running Metal Cooler's team though, I'm not running Amond and Raisin or Diaz and Cacao. I mean, certainly maybe if you're a player who got Metal Cooler Army, but maybe you don't have Final Form Cooler, and like maybe you don't have Goma or something like that. Like it's I don't know. I'm sure a lot of players probably wouldn't have King Cold, but I mean Amond and Raisin and Diaz and Cacao, we'll see. Where they I think could be more useful would be in whatchamacallit. Like if we're doing like Space Traveling Warrior mission runs, even though Space Traveling Warrior as a team doesn't feel that good, they're still like probably going to be effective in like a mission run, right? So let me know what you guys think. Thanks guys for watching. And I guess we'll just go ahead and move on to kind of like the unit details now. After Diaz and Cacao get done fucking Abrolio. Yeah, nice. Not bad. I am going to do a battle motion video on LR Team Turles, by the way. I've not been using them because, I mean, I think, will get washed very easily. Metal Cooler could certainly help hide them, the LR Team Turles, but this is not a legit character. No way. Not anymore. I mean, they're a 2-year-old EZA, right? No way. Alright guys, so there was Amond and Raisin. Both them and Diaz and Cacao, they did good here. Oh my goodness! I'm such a goose, man. We gotta give them the sticker. Oh my golly, I almost forgot, man. No. I mean, I've got, 40 stickers. We gotta make use out of these bad boys. Alright, let's take a look at them with the sticker then. Not really too... it's not really too crazy, huh? Whatever. I mean, it's still worth it. New EZAs and stuff. I mean, we have more than enough stickers to sticker any, like, new character that comes out. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at their details now. Alright, so this is Joint Battlefield Disruption, Amond and Raisin. Their leader skills, Planetary Destruction, Category Key, 3 and 150% of stats. In terms of teams, man, it's like... any way to fit under Metal Cooler's umbrella for his greatness, it can work. I mean, doing Metal Cooler, Final Form Cooler, and both Turleses, and then, after that, we could just do whatever we want for the last 2 slots from Terrifying Conquer or Power Absorption. I mean, Metal Cooler's so good, he can make it work. Obviously, their best stats, maybe would be Goma's team, or, LR Turles, or Physical Turles, or something like that, right? Leader skills, Planetary Destruction, Category Key, 3 and 150% of stats. Their passive skill, Crusher's Strategy. They get 250% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then they give Planetary Destruction allies 2 key, 40% attack and defense, and then another 1 key and 30% defense, and then 15% crit for characters who also belong to Space Traveling Warrior category. I should have done a better job of pointing it out. My Physical Turles doesn't have any crit. Let me actually just quickly show this. I just went all defense for him. I just feel like it'll be the smarter way to try and accumulate wins, right? I mean, you guys can build characters however you want to. I think that this will lead to more overall wins doing this. I understand completely why you'd give him crit. I do think crit on this guy does make sense, right? But I don't have crit on him, right? We saw Turles crit several times back on one of those turns. That was Amond and Raisin giving this support. That's what that was. That was Amond and Raisin's crit support to Space Traveling Warrior category characters. Then for one turn, their first turn, they get 25% damage reduction. As the first attacker in the turn, they guard, have 20% damage reduction, and get a guaranteed additional super with 4 or more key spheres obtained. As the second or third attacker in the turn, they get 200% attack, guaranteed additional super, and they guard and get 10% damage reduction with 4 key spheres obtained. They get 150% attack when attacking. They get 50% attack and defense permanently up to 200% whenever guard is activated. Remember, dodges will trigger that buff. And then if there's another Planetary Destruction ally in the turn, remember, Metal Cooler is not Planetary Destruction, but Final Form Cooler is. we get 20% damage reduction, and then another 20% damage reduction if there's also a Space Traveling Warrior ally in the turn. I think they'd be a little bit better. The biggest thing to me is that this support should have been 2 turns. Needed to be 2 turns, right? For sure. To really run this character. And I wish... I mean, I know it's against the spirit of the original, like what the character was originally, but they've done that a lot this year. I would wish they would settle them in to be more of a slot 3 character with more damage reduction in slot 3 rather than like slot 1. All right, I think that would have made them a stronger, more competent character. Their super attack is the Crusher Invasion. They get 30% defense for 4 turns. They do supreme damage, and then they have a 70% chance to seal. We did see them do the seals against Broly. It's not common for seals to have a % chance to trigger. I think prior to their EZA, it was only 50%, right? Yeah, it was only 50%. Okay. So there's that. 12 key multiplier is 135%. A little bit lower than normal, but it's not the end of the world. I mean, the character is not here to really do damage. Their link set is Loyalty, Destroy the Universe, Team Turtles, Brutal Beatdown, Thirst for Conquest, Tough as Nails, and Fierce Battle. Here's their best linking partners. A lot of Turtles. King Cold is very good, obviously. King Cold is not Space Traveling Warrior, though, unfortunately, when he should be. The fucker literally travels across space to fight with Frieza. I think he should be Space Traveling Warrior. Just saying. Anyway, he's not on it either, though. But yeah, King Cold, the Turleses, right? Diaz and Cacao, Deborah, Yakon. We do have a lot of good characters in this mix right there. And then finally, last thing we'll take a look at. Yeah, dude, so many characters have been shafted from Space Traveling Warriors. And like right now during this celebration, it rears its fucking ugly head. With Metal Cooler, Golden Frieza, King Cold, erroneously, incorrectly not being on Space Traveling Warriors. It hurts. It does. It does. All right, so Amond and Raisin, they have a couple of category teams, including Planetary Destruction. They're in the Planetary Destruction category. Really nice to get more and more options for Planetary Destruction. They're also here on the Joined Forces category team as well. Perfect. Then they're here on the Terrifying Conqueror category team, which is now legitimately like maybe the best team in the game, or easily one of the best teams in the game. I don't think Terrifying Conqueror has ever been better than it is right now, ever. This is the best it's ever been. Then there's also the Space Traveling Warrior team. Again, we just talked about it, but it's very stupid how many missing characters there are from this category. Resurrection F, Golden Frieza, Metal Cooler, King Cold. It just makes no sense, dude. And it hurts. It hurts. It hurts. It does. It really does. And then finally, they're on Mission Execution. So, let me know what you guys think of EZA, Amond, and Raisin. Honestly, I was feeling a little bit more negative about them going into the video, but I thought they performed pretty well. So, thanks guys for watching. I will catch you angels next time.